guns are probably related to drugs in some way or form. So that's really what they concentrate on. Some of it's gang related. It's very easy in the federal system to be convicted of a conspiracy crime within that chain under RICO. So, so the one letter that they found to this inmate, because I was doing a lot of legal work, I found a new law that was passed, Amendment 782, and this inmate qualified for it. So I spoke to his wife, and he didn't have a lawyer, and I couldn't really hire a lawyer for him. So I wrote a brief that went back to their sentencing court, and for him to take advantage of the new law, Amendment 782, which kind of changed the laws between crack and powder cocaine and reduced the sentence by 2.5 years. I was successful in getting his sentence reduced from 12 years down a little under 10 years. He was, extremely happy, as you can imagine. But the government charged me with that one count. Even though helpful, innocuous, and innocent, they charged me with association with a known felon. Never in the history of the Second Circuit, all mafia dealers and gangbangers, what have you, never have they charged anybody with association with a known felon, but they charged me. I never met the guy. The guy was up in Berlin, New Hampshire, serving his time. And so it was very, very vindictive. I had to stay on supervised release. So in July 2015, the court found me guilty of the one count of association with a known felon. It was really kind of a technical rules violation. I didn't think that I faced prison time. I had already done 4 months in prison unnecessarily. And so they set a sentencing date for August 17, 2015.
Vincent, can you give kind of a 2-minute summary here so that we can get some questions?
Sure. I think I'm almost done, right? Yeah. So yeah. So anyway, what I wanted to do is, I'll just briefly wrap up. So what ended up happening is that because I was when the federal judge sentenced me at sentencing that date in August 5th, he eventually sentenced me to 10 months in prison, which was the maximum term. But it wasn't the innocent or innocuous letters association. It was the acquitted conduct by preponderance of evidence, which was unlawful. Unfortunately, I'd already done the 4 months in prison, and all appellate efforts weren't timely. I would have had to serve the 6 months, which I did, in order for me to complete the sentence or get justice. I filed an en banc appeal afterward, and the Second Circuit refused to hear it. What I wanted, eventually the probation department, when I came back out, knew that I had been wronged, and they released me from a balance of my supervised release. So from start to finish, I served almost 6 years for writing a few things. So what Dr. Ford brought me in here for today is, and it's excellent. You can go in books, you can go online, or what have you. But he wants you to see real people who've gone through real situations, real experiences, and you have every right, and you'll judge me on what I chose to do, and you may say, well, I would never do those things. But remember, democracy is a hard-fought thing. It requires participation. And whatever efforts that you want to participate, sometimes we go about our lives and we're not exposed to these things. Hopefully by me coming in today, I expose you or shed light a little bit on what could happen when you make a few wrong decisions. You're a fairly compliant person, and all of a sudden, your life and career can go off the rails. So anyway, like I said, I'm very honored to be here and speak to you today. You're the future, and the future of the country and everything is in your hands. So so thank you for your time.